To tourism in action. Well, the time is right. Today we're going to climb La Soufriere Volcano. Right now I'm standing at Bamboo Range, and when we come back you'll see how we did it. Why don't we tell our viewers some of the tips that they should adhere to when they go hiking?
Okay, because the Soufriere Trail, right, or hike is probably the most challenging activity or feat known by most Vincentians. It's important that you attempt it with the right gears and the right items. Okay, most people underestimate or do not estimate the length of the hike and also their fitness level. So we advise that you walk with a lot of water, right? Extra piece of clothing, because as you get higher it gets pretty cold, and if it rains then it really is terrible. Also you must walk with food or snacks, right? What else, Jason?
I think my only tip and my best tip is that you should be prepared for the hike. Should be mentally. Yeah, hiking sticks also.
What about some don'ts, things you shouldn't do when you walk along?
Yeah, one of the things that we're bothered with up here, and it's really an eyesore when you see a lot of people dropping their litter around. That's basically the most hurtful thing that we can tell people don't do now. Also, it's advisable not to do a lot of running down when you're coming back down, because sometimes those steps that are in place made of wood and some timber, they're not always secure, right? Also, it's important that you don't, when you get to the Soufriere, to the volcano, the cone itself, that you don't get too close to the edge, right? No one has ever fallen over, thank God, right? But sometimes the wind can be so high that if you were to stand up there precariously, you can just be taken off. Okay.
Okay, well, as we go along, we'll think of more things to tell our viewers. So I think our break is over. Time to continue.
All right.
Okay, I've stopped halfway in the path to say hello to Frankie, because he's here sitting chopping away. Hi, Frankie.
Hi, Diane.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Tell the viewers what you're busy doing at the moment.
Right about now, I'm cutting the stick to wedge a pick so that we could use to repair the trail.
So you're one of the gentlemen that work day in, day out to keep this path as clear and as beautiful as it's looking.
Yeah, please.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations for all, you've done a fantastic job. I mean, we've been walking for about 15-20 minutes now without incident, and it's all thanks to you. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Well, it's our first official break, and we've stopped at where?
At Riverbed. So far we have covered a 4-section of a 3-segment tour to the volcano. We have the Bamboo Range, right? Then that stops at Riverbed, which is a natural lava flow. These stones were formed by flowing lava at a previous eruption. They are cooled, and now they form this wonderful stone bed. Okay?
It's certainly spectacular to see, isn't it?
Indeed. Also, from here we will take the other trail, which is a little bit more challenging. It goes more uphill, and that at the end of that we come to a point called Jacob's Well, and at the end of Jacob's Well there's where we begin walking on the cone of the volcano itself, on the cone, the side of the cone, to the summit.
So how do you think our pace has been so far?
I think you guys were very good. Really, I'm surprised. Your fitness level is up there.
You're not just saying that.
No, not at all, not at all, not at all. At the volcano, I mean, the trail has a lot of things to offer. We have several varieties of fun. Well, that's the most common thing up here, basically. We have like that shack over there. Folks who can't make it to go beyond the riverbed, they can stay here, picnic, cook, have their fun, drink. Not hard drinks, so soft drinks. Yeah, and also we have a lot of monitoring equipment up here, such as that. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but we have this little steel fixed in the rock here, and that is placed there to monitor any movement in the earth. And if that, for instance, if there's some movement, it probably would be slack or there would be cracks around it.
Fantastic. Well, the others have shot ahead of us, so we might as well go and catch up with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we've reached the official rest point. That's according to Sanjay, that is.
Yes, that's it. All the way we took little short stops for a breather, but here is really the official rest point, and where also you can have a snack.
Yes, we just did that and fueled up for the rest of the hike. But you also said that this is a perfect place to sit down and have a sing-song, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, over the time that I've been working with Corries and Hazels, I find that when you can sing a song to motivate, you know, the tourists and even yourself.
Fantastic. Well, I'm ready to do it.
Well, let's go.
Okay, we've stopped at Jacob's Well to take a little break, and it's nice and breezy because I think we need to cool down, don't we, Jason, after that long hike we had?
Well, yes, we do need to cool down. We need a break because this is one of the points that we normally stop to have a little break. But the main point here is really the site of Georgetown. But we can't see it today because of the fog. If you notice, we hardly could see anything around here. And going up on the cone is the same situation right now. And as we travel up, the soil gets more loose. So we have to be very careful, especially with the fog around.
And at this point, we should advise our viewers to bring warm clothing because the temperature's dipped a bit, hasn't it?
Exactly. Sometimes it gets very cold up here. Very, very cold. So you could bring warm clothing if you like and keep it in your bag. And if it gets very cold and you can't take it, you could put on your jacket or anything like that.
Yes. Well, I want to ask you why it's called Jacob's Well, because I know there's plenty of stories flying around and we don't know the real one, do we?
Well, we don't. I'm not too sure of what the real story is, but legend has it that this guy Jacob was running from the Caribs and they met him here lying. So probably that's the reason why they call it Jacob Well. We don't really know. We would have to do some more in-depth research to really find out exactly as to why it's called Jacob Well.
Well, it's a nice little rock. Is it true that it's shaped in the shape of St. Vincent? Is there any truth in that?
Well, some people say that the pond that you're seeing right to my left there is shaped like St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If you could go over there and take a shot of it, you would see that it has a formation like St. Vincent and the Grenadines for real. And it's a very unique view. A lot of tourists take pictures of it.
Fantastic. Well, we'll go do that in a second. Okay, well, I'm feeling energized and ready to hike again.
So you're ready to go? Well, we could do that.
Well, everybody, we did it. We made it to the top of the volcano. And I've got to do this piece really quickly because it's raining and I'm completely drenched. But I just wanted you to know that we were very successful. We made it up to the top of the volcano and I'm feeling rather proud. How are you feeling, Sanjay?
I'm feeling okay. I'm not cold, though. I'm enjoying every bit of it.
It's a shame that we can't get to see over the ledge. It would have been a spectacular view, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because there's so much to see. I mean, we could have seen the trail at least from the leeward side. We could have been able to see the point where east meets west. We could have been able to see Georgetown, see the Atlantic Ocean, and then see the Caribbean Sea on the leeward side. You know, see the also the satellite equipment put up here to monitor the volcano and so on. There's so much we could have seen, and the beautiful landscape and the flowing valleys and the majestic mountains, and so much has been wasted because of the canopy of the fog.
Well, never mind. At least we made it. You know, we challenged ourselves to take this hike, and you know, it's a good time to tell our Vincentian viewers to get on up. You know, we have a fantastic place to hike, and there's, you know, even if they just come for the exercise and for the challenge of doing this once in a lifetime, they ought to make this, shouldn't they?
Yes, indeed, because St. Vincent shares a fame of being the most studied volcano, a monitored volcano after St. Helens in America. And also, it is one of our natural wonders. It puts in a different zone, right? Coming up here is a total different experience. You'll be able to walk through the rainforest and feel the invigorating clean air, right? There's so much, and view the agricultural produce, not the agricultural produce, the vegetation on the volcano and so on. There's so much to see, a lot of funds and so forth and things like that.
Well, it's been a magnificent hike, and I'm glad that I did it. Well, I'm sure that's not going to end here. We're going to take the viewers down and, you know, give them a little bit of the experience on our way down. But we need to get out of the rain for now.
Yeah, we're really sorry that it has to be like this, but around this time, it just happens to be this way. Okay, but there are times when you come up here and everything is just crystal clear, and the beauty, you really wish you had people around that time to really see it for yourself, and I certainly would have loved that it was clear today, so that we could have shown the whole of St. Vincent, the visitors and everybody who are here for Carnival, the beauty of our volcano.
Well, never mind. I mean, I enjoyed the adventure of climbing. I had a wonderful time. Okay, well, I guess it's time to leave.
Yeah, it's all fun, so let's go back down. Okay.
Huffing and puffing a bit, but we managed to get ourselves back to Table Rock without incident. And I must say, it's been a totally invigorating and exhilarating hike. It's one that I wouldn't have missed for the world, and I'm so glad I got the opportunity to do this. I can't stress enough how important it is to get out there and experience what we have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's so many fabulous places to see, and it's been a pleasure to go around and see them all, but this has just about topped them for me. This has been one of the best ones ever. I've wanted to do it for such a long time, and now that I've done it, and I feel like I've conquered something. I've climbed up to the highest point in St. Vincent, and I can live to tell the tale.
Yeah, well, it was a very good trip because you guys accomplished a lot. You climbed to 4,048 feet, and now we are going back down, and I think it was a very good day. And I hope that other people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines could take a trip here to see how lovely our volcano is.
It's one of the main attractions in St. Vincent, isn't it?
Yeah, one of the main attractions, and a lot of tourists come from all over the world just to see it, and they talk about it a lot.
It certainly is the highlight of their stay here, I know. So, once again, we can't overemphasize. Tell our people, come down, come down. Even if you just stroll up the hill, you don't have to take it at the energetic pace at which we did it, do you?
Exactly, you could just take it at your own pace. Once you reach the top, that's the most important thing.
And once you do it, you feel like you've accomplished something. It's like this insurmountable mountain, but once you've done it,
Well, it's a very good feat to go up there and come back. You accomplish a lot when you do that, mentally, and you feel as if you have really achieved something by going up to the highest point in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Well, I feel totally alive right now. I could do it all over again.
Well, we could do it now again if you wanted to.
Maybe not right now. And I just want to say thank you to Reggie. Reggie's been keeping out of the camera's way all day today. Thank you, Reggie. Give us a wave. Reggie was a driver, and he very kindly carried the camera for us all the way. So thank you very much, Reggie. And with that, folks, I'm going to wish you all a very good week and just say goodbye to you all. Bye-bye.